Hey Randy, do you have some teddy bears? I thought it would be interesting to talk about these pieces because they're pretty simple and yet come in quite a few variations. I'm sure there are even some variations I don't have, but maybe I have most of them. Of course, there's the standard teddy bear piece. It's simple. The arms fit into Lego hands so Lego children can carry them around, and they can attach to a Lego peg to stand on their own if you'd like. Other than that, there's not much else to them. Interestingly, the teddy bear itself is named after Theodore Roosevelt, whose nickname was Teddy. I don't think he actually liked that nickname, though. The teddy bear comes from a political cartoon, which I don't really understand the full meaning of. There was probably some symbolism at the time that's lost on me, but the basic premise was based on a hunting trip where Roosevelt had been unable to shoot a bear while others in the hunting party already had bagged theirs. In order to help Roosevelt out, one of the hunting guides had a bear captured and tied up for him to shoot. But Roosevelt refused because that wouldn't be sportsmanlike. Still, he had the bear killed to put out of its misery, so I'm not sure why sportsmanship mattered. As Ned Stark would say, the man who passes the sentence should swing the sword.
If I must choose between righteousness and peace, I choose righteousness.
After Teddy Roosevelt's Revenant experience, a political cartoonist made a drawing depicting the moment, and that inspired a toy creator to call his stuffed bears Teddy's Bears, and the name teddy bear caught on. That being said, I'm not sure if these Lego pieces are intended to always be teddy bears, or if they can also be actual little bear cubs. They're sort of one part animal and one part doll, which I find interesting. I suppose you can play with them however you'd like, but the original intent seems to be Teddy's, particularly since several variations are distinctly teddy bear toys with their patchwork stitching and non-realistic coloring and whatnot. I really like Lego critters in general, but I didn't really set out to get a collection of Lego teddy bears. I just happen to have several and wouldn't mind getting more. They're great pieces that honestly aren't used enough. Most of the time they're just being drug around by Lego children. This one I think came with Maggie from The Simpsons. It's all patched together, which gives it a bit of a creepy vibe maybe, or more impoverished than creepy I'd say. But if you want creepy, nothing beats this one. I don't remember where it came from, but I've had it for a while. And speaking of creepy, I guess I should talk about my own teddy bear. I don't have it to show you since I didn't bring it with me to New York City. On its own, it's not particularly creepy, and I remember it being one of my favorite things as a very young child. As I grew up, it stayed in my room as a decoration, and I remember around the age of 10, I watched Terminator 2: Judgment Day. This movie featured a liquid metal Terminator that could morph into anything and anyone. It's also a bit violent for a 10-year-old, and that liquid metal Terminator in particular was a very scary notion as a kid. It's even kind of frightening today. But how does that relate to my teddy bear? Well, after watching that movie and going to bed, I had the distinct feeling that the liquid Terminator was somewhere, anywhere, hiding and waiting for his chance to attack. But where? I laid in bed looking around, watching for any potential sign of a Terminator, and I noticed my teddy bear on the shelf, which seemed to be moving a little bit. Was it moving? I stayed awake watching closely, and it was difficult to tell. Every once in a while it seemed like it was moving a bit, but looking back it was probably just my imagination or the result of my own movement while hyper-focused on a particular object. Either way, I was convinced that teddy bear was a Terminator, and for a week I was careful not to turn my back on it. Long story short, Randy, it turned out not to be a liquid metal Terminator, and I wasn't violently murdered as a child in an effort to usher in robot supremacy. Anyway, back to my Lego teddies. I'm pretty sure this panda one came with Panda Suit Guy, and this pink one came with some kind of ballerina tutu girl or something. I like the panda one quite a bit, and I wish I had some more of it. The pink one I don't really have much use for, but it's nice to round out the collection. I should check which, if any, Lego teddy bears I might be missing, and maybe I'll do some more critter-focused videos in the future because you can never have too many Lego critters, even if they're just a child's doll. See you soon.